About a week and a half ago, I managed to build a profitable TikTok business in about 8 hours. And it had to be quick because Christmas was just around the corner.
Don't do that, can't do that, won't do that, shouldn't do that, fuck off.
And this is what happened. What I should do, I was scrolling through TikTok and you've probably seen all these people like these TikTok shop affiliates. Things like selling these products from AliExpress. And I thought this is not a bad idea. This is just like the reincarnation of dropshipping, which to be honest I thought was dead until I seen this. But then I came across this product, and I'm not going to say it just yet, but it was a good product because first of all it had sentimental appeal, definitely a good present for Christmas, which was just around the corner, so it's the perfect time to get them sales in. And ultimately this was a very cheap product, so I could charge a lot for it and not spend very much on stock at all. So the plan was simple. It was to first off find the product on AliExpress, build a simple Shopify store, list it onto TikTok Shop, and start selling this thing in time for Christmas and rack that money up.
Yeah, gang out here, I'm riding in the Rari, you feel me? Rich gang. Fuck the police.
But if it was truly that simple, then I think everyone would be doing it. So I'm going to show you exactly what happened with me and exactly how I did it. So now I'm even going to tell you what the product is, but it's too late to steal it now. But you could go and use this and do it with your own product. Like anything, time was at the essence because this thing had about 5-day delivery, I think. We were only a few days away from Christmas, so I had to find something that's going to be delivered fast first of all, and actually not ruin people's Christmas. To step one, and that was to build the Shopify store. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've not built a store or even used Shopify since I was about 18 in the first lockdown, so it's safe to say I didn't have much experience with it, so I hope that gives you a little bit of courage that you can do this too. But essentially all I did was first of all open a free trial on Shopify, which I'll drop the link below. But basically I want to do this for as least money as possible, so starting on a £1 free trial. I'm broke! Which is like £1 for the first month. And I pretty much used ChatGPT to write the entire ad copy for the store. And well, it actually converted pretty well. Watched a few YouTube videos, and this is what I came up with. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, this is actually the product I went with, so you've probably seen this everywhere. The next thing to do was actually find out on AliExpress, which I'm going to show you in a minute, but these books you basically fill out as a Christmas present. You talk about your mum's childhood, things like that, your dad's childhood. And I thought this would be good because anything with sentimental value, people eat that shit up. So the first thing I actually did was find the product on AliExpress. So at the time, this book was actually listed for about 80p, which I thought was going to give me a good profit margin considering I'd seen them on TikTok Shop for like £10, £11, so I thought, huge potential there and enough to spend money on ads as well, because what you've got to account for is that when you're spending money on ads, you need to take that ad cost out of the profit margin. So I thought it's got a healthy margin, this could be good. Also, it had a good delivery time, so now it's after Christmas. When I was doing this, it was before Christmas, so it had a 5-day delivery, so we did actually have enough time to get it there in time for Christmas. So this was the actual store that I built, so it literally took me, I'd probably say like, out of the 8 hours it took me in total, it took me about 4 hours to build the Shopify store, and that's because I'm just an absolute dinosaur with it and I've not done this shit in years. So it took a while to build this, but I basically used ChatGPT to write all the ad copy, so it didn't take too long in comparison to what it did in the past. But here you can see, I just basically watched a YouTube video on, what would be a good high converting page, put some little 5-star reviews here, imported these pictures from AliExpress. So all I did was go on AliExpress, press inspect, and save the videos to my computer. A way we can do it as well, we can import them directly from AliExpress, but for some reason it wasn't working and I was on the clock, so I just thought I'm gonna do this myself. And then I had the two options, so you could either buy them individually here, or you could add them as a pair, which would be a bundle price, it'd be slightly cheaper to get two, obviously increase the average order value. And then for some reason, and this was a big downfall of the store actually, it wouldn't let me do Apple Pay, because I set it up with a business account that I just set up on Revolut, but Apple Pay would not show up, so we kind of lost that sort of channel to make money from, but we still got orders, which I'm going to get to exactly how much I made towards the end of the video. Stay posted. And then here I put a little message in that basically builds some scarcity around the product, some basic marketing tactics, stocks running low, and then all this ad copy I wrote on ChatGPT. And the thing with ChatGPT is, what it gives you straight away, you want to keep editing a little bit, asking it a few more, giving it a bit more information, asking it a few more questions to make sure that this is right, because people do read this shit and you wouldn't think so, but they actually do. So I made a little basic description. I actually did this with a .shopify domain as well, so I did actually buy a domain for it, but it said it was going to take like a few days to verify, and we had to get this thing up quick. So as you can see, it's pretty basic, but it got the job done. So the next step was actually to make some ads. So with the help of my sister, I did a little voiceover on ChatGPT, which basically we're talking about, how this would be the perfect how this would be the perfect gift to buy for your parents, talk about some sentimental shit, how they're not going to be around forever. And it worked pretty well, so this is how it went.
If you only see your parents every 2 weeks, how many more visits do you have left? and how many of these stories are still untold. This storybook is a time capsule, a way to ask them questions like, what made you who you are? What advice would you give your younger self? And what do you want me to always remember? These are the stories we'll hold on to long after they're gone. Don't let those memories fade. Start capturing them today. Click the link below for 50% off.
Put the voiceover on, and we had this thing ready to go. In my opinion, I thought it was a pretty good ad considering that ChatGPT wrote the entire script. Although I said it to you before, you should change it. I actually didn't change this script much at all. And I recorded about 8 different voiceovers for this, and I picked the best ones to run with. Another little tip as well, I would actually order the product because this was so helpful when I actually come to it. Just getting it to hold the product and take videos of it was all that it needed. Super simple, but this shit works. So for this strategy, I'm not too good with organic content, and I thought I need to actually get some traction behind this, so I couldn't really bank on it going viral. So I decided to run some TikTok ads. Well, this is how I did it. And I did actually forget, you actually need to sign up for TikTok Shop before this. I'm going to show you how to do that first. So in order to sell products on TikTok, you have to have a TikTok Shop account or TikTok seller account as they're called. So in order to do this, all you would literally type in is TikTok Shop register, which I typed in on Google, and it takes you to this page. And then what you want to do is just apply to open your own TikTok shop. So this helps if you have a business. You can do it without. I did it with a business, which, didn't take me long to set up. If you type in Tide, I'll drop the link in the bio as well. You can set up a business in like 10 minutes. So it's pretty simple, and it's a good thing to have for future anyway, because I would definitely recommend doing this, whether it's in time for Christmas or not. This is a perfect way to make money very fast, and it's like the new version of dropshipping. So what you would need to do is register a TikTok Shop account, and then it's going to take you to this page. So once you signed up for TikTok Shop, it's going to take you to this page, and this is where you can upload your products. So you can see my product here, and I'm going to show you the fastest way to actually do this as well, because when I was trying to learn how to do this, it wasn't much out there showing you how to do it, but this is the fastest way to do it. So when you're on the main dashboard of your Shopify store, what you want to do is either type in here and go to the Shopify App Store. So if you type in App Store, it's going to come up with it. It didn't come up then, but it does. And then what you want to do is download the TikTok app, which will show up here. And when you just continue through this process, it's going to allow you to sync your product on your Shopify store with your TikTok shop. And once you've gone through this process and continued the setup, it's going to show up in your seller center here, where you can adjust the price, put your product description in, and the product's pretty much ready to go. And a tip as well that you really want to do, otherwise you're going to fuck this up, and I'll get to how I did in a bit, even though it was actually profitable. I'm going to show you exactly what happened. But you need to make sure that it's shipped by seller and not shipped by TikTok, because if it's shipped by TikTok, you cannot use this method to drop ship, because you have to first deliver the product to your house, put the packaging label on that TikTok give you, and then send it to the person. Whereas if it's shipped by seller, you can ship it directly from them, as long as it's inside the country that you've got for your shop. So the next thing you want to do is actually launch your ads for the TikTok shop. So all you need to do for this is sign up with TikTok Ads Manager, which you can do through the Seller Center, or you can just type it in on Google. And all I did was launch a simple campaign. So I wanted to keep this cheap. I wanted to not spend too much money. I just wanted to see if this thing really worked. And all I did was set up a little simple campaign like this. So it gives you the options. I'm just going to show you here. When you press create, the option you want to go for is product sales, because it's going to link to your TikTok shop, and you can do it that way as easy as possible. So if you press TikTok shop, press continue, your shop's already going to be connected, or you can connect it if it's not already done. I left the target in as broad. Just in the UK I was selling it, and I cut off the 13 to 17 range, because if you're 13 to 17, you're really not going to have much money. And I was pretty selfish at that age. I probably wasn't even thinking about buying little sentimental presents for my parents like this. But what you want to do is keep it from 18 to 55 plus, and I think that's the best way to do it. And right now, for some weird reason, you can only do it in the UK. I don't know why. And then I left these interests blank, press continue. And with this as well, you do need a budget of more than 10 a day. But what I did was just upload £100 to the ad account. So it would just spend £100 and that was it. And then you can either post the video to TikTok, or if you upload the video onto it here, it's going to post it onto your TikTok account that you've connected automatically. You're going to press publish. And the budget I think I went at was around about £30 a day, and then it's ready to go. So that's pretty much it for that. So in total, in around about a day and a half, so I've had to backdate this now because it's now past the date, but we ended up getting about 20 sales, and we had 125 visitors to the store from the TikTok ads, which it's gone down now because I had to refund some of these orders because I messed it up. But we made about £250 profit in a day and a half. So overall, pretty successful, but here's where the issue come in. So at this point, the store was built, we'd made a good video for the ad, we'd had the TikTok ads up and running, and this thing was pretty much ready to go. But this is when things started going wrong. There was orders flying in left, right, and center. I was actually out with my girlfriend at the time. We were getting some food, and I just seen a chain of orders come through. And you know that noise on Shopify, the ka-ching. When it comes through, you feel like $1 million, but $1 million. Bro's American. But you know what I mean anyway. When they come through, it's a good feeling and you feel like you're going to be a millionaire. But there was a few issues that I actually missed out, and this is what you need to avoid if you actually want to make money with it. So as I said, we got to about 20 orders, which came to about £350 in revenue. And after product costs, we were actually a few £100 in profit with just a day and a half to go. This is when I come into the first issue. So when the order come through, I was ready to ship it, ready to drop ship it straight from AliExpress. And I seen the dreaded thing that says fulfilled by TikTok, which at the time I didn't really know because, as I said, I threw this store up in under 8 hours, about 7-something hours. And that means that you can only ship the product if you have it on hand, which is to basically stop people from drop shipping. There is a way around it, but at the time I didn't know. And once the orders come through, there is no way to change it unless you cancel that order. So around about the first 8 orders, I had to cancel. So I lost that money straight away. And then I managed to fix it and change it. And this is when I come into the other issue. So the next issue I come across was that I went to go on AliExpress and order it straight to the customer by putting their address in. And the cost of the product had now gone up to around about £4.60 when it was 80p. So I tried clearing the cookies on AliExpress, which I recommend, which basically saves data on it, knows you're visiting the page and ups the price. And it was still at around about £1.60, which ate into a lot of the profit margin. So at this point I was thinking, the profit margin's that slim, after the ad costs, after the product costs, is this really even worth it? So to conclude, at the end of the day, the store was profitable and it was so easy to get at this point. As I said to you, it took me 8 hours to make a profitable store. But in the end, after the supplier issues, and also the main crucial problem that crushed the store was the fact that when I checked this time, the books wouldn't be there in time for Christmas, so it's pretty much pointless. So I ended up refunding the orders, but moral of the story, we were profitable, pretty simple. I did spend quite a lot of the time watching YouTube videos, which weren't very helpful. So that's why I actually wanted to make this video, to show you guys how to do it and show you guys that, it's pretty easy to print money from TikTok online. But just make sure you've got a solid supplier that's not going to up the price just before, or if you keep going on the website, they're going to up the price. Make sure it's fulfilled by seller and not fulfilled by TikTok. Otherwise, you're going to have to order it to your house first in order to send it to the customer. And also make sure it's got fast shipping, because TikTok have strict rules around shipping. So if it doesn't get there within 5 days, they're probably going to ban you because they hate drop shipping. They don't want anyone to drop ship on the platform. So make sure you find a supplier that's based in your country or they got fast shipping. And, I genuinely think this is one of the best ways to make money in 2024, going into 2025. And just to show you guys, it's possible. I didn't have much experience with Shopify at all. Last time I did this was like 18, and it was sounding like these fake earphones, which, was absolutely terrible back then. It took me about a month to build the store. And now with AI, it's so easy. I literally wrote all the ad copy. I wrote the script for the ad, and this helped me do it so fast. So there's no excuses. Go and print money with TikTok. I hope this video was helpful. And if you want more videos like this, let me know.